Hello everyone, and you're all very welcome to today's webinar, Improve Customer Experience and Business Processes with Integrated E-Commerce. The webinar will be hosted by myself, Robert Tobb, and I'm the Client Director here at Storm Technology. I'm delighted to be joined by Alex Jennings-Temple. Alex is the Partner Alliance Manager at Sana Commerce. So if you've invested in Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, then you've already taken the first step towards a quick-to-deploy e-commerce experience powered by the business logic and data in your Dynamics 365 ERP. Sana Commerce is a real-time ERP integrated e-commerce platform designed to help organizations foster lasting relationships with their customers. This real-time integrated approach eliminates the system silos caused by mainstream e-commerce solutions. This in turn drives efficiency and online revenue for your business while providing customers with a convenient, reliable and easy to navigate web store. The Sana platform simplifies the complexity of B2B purchasing by reducing the need for web store data maintenance. This streamlines the buyer's journey and offers functionality that will drive loyalty with customers. In today's webinar, we will discuss differences between an interfaced e-commerce versus integrated e-commerce, how integrated e-commerce will benefit your business, ways of improving your customers' buying experience with personalization, how to leverage your existing data to power your web store, and the benefits of a customer portal. And there'll be some time allocated at the end for Q&A, so we encourage you to submit your questions at any point during the session using the Q&A panel located on the right-hand side of your screen. Also, this morning's session will be recorded with a copy of the recording shared with all attendees by email after the session. Our speaker today is Alex Jennings-Temple. Alex is the Partner Alliance Manager at Sana Commerce and helps Microsoft Dynamics users grow their business by offering a truly integrated e-commerce solution to their software portfolio. Over to you, Alex, to kick off the webinar.
Thanks for that, Rob. Right, I'm just going to share my screen. Right, there we go. Right, so thank you very much for joining us today. As Rob mentioned, I'm Alex Jennings-Temple and I'm the Partner Alliance Manager here at Sana. And I'm going to be taking you through our presentation today, just going through how you can improve your customer experience and business processes with your integrated e-commerce. So to meet the evolving needs of your customers, you really need to deliver the same experience online as you deliver offline. And this is something that's really key, which is why we have a lot of Dynamics customers come to us for their e-commerce and portal solutions, because we are fully integrated into the platform, into the ERP, and using all of that data. It means that customers can get exactly the same information they would do from an offline way with you in an online environment, which is really, really key. And a lot of customers who work with Sana have come to us, really established businesses who've been operating for years, and they've really built their business off the back of referrals and recommendations. They might be the best provider of what they do within their field, and they don't want that to drop off by providing an online experience. They want to continue to drive forward, offering the same exceptional service that made them so successful in the first place. But these things can be a challenge. And a lot of organizations are trying to keep up with the e-commerce and online world by launching an e-commerce website, which is basically disconnected from their ERP. And generally, these efforts are kind of like an initial quick jerk reaction to get online. But a lot of these efforts can fall short because a lot of these mainstream commerce solutions out there basically lack functionality and integration, which means you do have to compromise as a business, which can affect the performance. And that basically comes down because most solutions out there, those solutions you might have heard of out there, are interfaced solutions, which basically means from the pricing information for customers, it might be stock information, shipping data, just personal customer information and order data. All of those different connections need to be plugged into the ERP individually, and those separate APIs need to be managed individually as well, which can basically mean there's two separate systems to maintain. You have complex interfacing projects which need to be upgraded and supported independently, as you basically need to rebuild the ERP information into the web store, which can cause challenges. and it's basically the individual silos that cause these challenges. So they're built separately from the ERP. So if you look at some of the solutions out there, which are typically aimed towards the sort of B2C environment, they are very much individual products that can be bought on their own and managed using Excel input and manual data manipulation to actually power the web store. And then outside of that, you'd have the separate project to actually integrate it with the ERP. But because they're built separately, those separate silos, that's when you have the separate systems to maintain. And also not all of the data in one system is available in the other. So you might find there's critical data that you need within the ERP, which you need to display in the web store, which is part of the ordering process that just isn't there with typical solutions. Not all the functionality is there either. So you're making sacrifices of things. So we know people who, and we talk to customers who have those typical solutions, those mainstream platform solutions, where they have part of the process is fine, like the order being placed on the web store, but then there's a lot of manual intervention to actually get that fully processed through the ERP. So it's good in a way because it's capturing information, but it's not actually improving the business processes because they still have to be done. And that's because the functionality isn't available. The data needs to be synchronized between those two separate systems as well, which can cause a massive problem with regards to that ordering process, that sort of live view of delivery, the delivery tracking, the order being processed, account information. If there's a delay between the two, then the customer's not seeing accurate data, which obviously if they phoned you up or emailed in and you got back to them, then because you're using the ERP data, they can trust that that's accurate information. And if they went online, we want them to have the same experience. If there's synchronization issues, then they're not getting that same experience, which can cause obviously issues with that particular customer relationship. And changes have to be made twice as well. So if you make updates in the ERP, which are key updates, by the way, like stock information, customer shipping data, pricing information as well, or individual pricing information, these are critical to the ordering process and the business process. When we make those changes in the ERP, they should be available straight away within the e-commerce platform, and with typical solutions, they don't tend to be. So imagine what you could do if the ERP and e-commerce solution could just work as one. So this is where we come in. So we can basically plug directly into Business Central or 365, and this will eliminate those silos because we operate as one solution. Take out all those complex API interface projects as well. We don't need those because we're plugging into the ERP. Which basically eliminates all those compromises within the business that you can make. You can now have solutions that are B2C, B2B, or direct to consumer that are just all up and running using one single database. So we basically make a single solution that you can go to market with. And this is what it would look like. So rather having those separate individual API projects from Dynamics into Asana e-commerce, we basically plug straight in, and it's a layer that just sits above all of the information that you already have. And it's a quick and smart integration process. And like I said, there's only one system to maintain, including all of the customizations as well. So all of the ERP data is available in real time, everything that you deem business critical. So we have 46 integration touch points that pulls all of the relative information that our customers have told us over the years, which are critical to the process of placing an order within their particular business. If there is any data or functionality that you feel that is critical to your particular business that might not be in our standard platform, then we do have the ability to customize. So as long as the field and the data is in the ERP, which is why we work with Storm Technology closely, because if you need fields added in to project that information into the web store, then we can just build those integration points, and they're still part of the standard Asana import. There's a single source of data as well. So obviously the key thing is your business is run through the ERP. That but that data is business critical data, we want just one single source of data. So that single source of truth between both separate solutions, so you don't have to manage two data sets. And changes only need to be made once in the ERP, and as soon as they're changed, automatically in real time, they will be projected into the web store itself. So what I want to do now really is just show you what this is going to look like. So I'm just going to pop out of our presentation here, and I'm going to go into our outdoor web store. So this is our demonstration web store, which sells various different things, from sort of bicycles, gardening, plants, and various other things. And this is built on our platform. If this is a B2C sort of element, so if someone came across the web store and found it online, then they'd be able to scroll through, and this could be just a commercial web store, and all of these various elements are all available. So whether you're selling online or not, this is fully controllable front page functionality that you can have. It's all built on a fast React single page application platform as well, which basically means if someone's got a slow internet, or if they're going on through 3G or 4G, then they would only have access to the information that's available for them, and it would just literally load up everything else later. So it just means I can scroll through really fast, and it's going to upload the information that's available at that time. Which is very similar to the way sort of Facebook and LinkedIn and some other platforms operate as well. So I'm going to scroll through here. So if someone just came across the website, and let's say we went through to bikes and went through to road bikes here, this is going to take us through to the road bike product set. That's if my daughter isn't stealing all of my bandwidth right now, because that's all really slowly. 1 second, let me just come out of that. Okay, let's go back into that, shall we? There we go. So within here, they would come across this platform. Now, all of the information on this page, like I said, has been pulled. This is actually linked to a copy of Business Central. So on the left-hand side, we're pulling through the product attributes. So it's pulling through frame size, wheel size, bike color, etc. If I went to plants, then it would pull through all of the product attributes that are relevant to that individual product set. So all of those are automatically pulled through. So actually, if I started stocking a different color, bike color, and add a different wheel size, then you would just go through and it would pull through automatically into the platform as soon as it was added within the ERP. So that information is pulled through. The other thing that's pulled through here is the product description. So the product name has been pulled through from Business Central. The product SKU has been pulled through as well. In stock, so we have in stock, out of stock would be yellow, and no stock would be red. So that information can be pulled through as well. And again, this is fully bespokeable to your business. So if it went out of stock, you could stop the ability to order. So we would just say out of stock. Or if you wanted to take back orders on that, you could actually allow customers to process if it's out of stock as well. And that's purely down to you. And that's all set on the parameters that you put in the system, depending on what stock level you get to that you want to display that information out to. So all of that is there. We also support variants as well. So the variants will be pulled through from Business Central. So if I click on here, we'll see I have this particular bike in black and I have it in white. And depending on how that's adjusted, stockability would change depending on that variant as well. We also pull through different ordering options. So this is just one bicycle, for example, but it could be a box of them. So I want to order a box of that product, or it might be a pack. So depending on how your business operates and what you sell and how you box things up, all that can be pulled through from the ERP as well. We also support volume discounts. So if you have bulk volume discount, then those can be in here as well. And you can see discounts that are applicable if they're buying in volume. And the images also are being pulled through from Business Central if that's where they're stored. We do have advanced descriptions of products as well, so we can add additional information in. Now you can decide if you want that information to be pulled from the ERP, or if you don't want to go through and actually put through advanced descriptions because they're not necessarily critical information you want within the ERP. We do have a separate tool where you can add that in. So this particular product here, for instance, let me just copy the item code here. If I go into Asana admin, this is where I can control the look and feel of the store itself. So if I go into web pages and go through the individual product pages, I can now put in that product SKU in there, search it, and this is our particular bike we were just looking at online. And then if I edit this, we can see rather than having an advanced description within Business Central, I've actually used this area to go and add more information about the product here. So basically you can put advanced description information in here. You can also have images stored here or additional images if you don't want that within the ERP. And also you can go and add additional content in. So I've actually added in a video here from YouTube, or you might just want to go and add in images or add in any content you want. And as soon as you've done that, then that will be visible on the screen itself. You can also hide content and add content in, for instance, like this particular video that I just showed here. This isn't visible to everybody. So if you look at like row settings on here, you can go and customize the full element, and you can see this is only available to Stephen. So Stephen can only see this video. So you can show content to different customer groups and segments and things like that. So it might be different offers or different content on every page throughout the store that's only available to different types of customers you deal with. So you can really control the look and feel of the site itself, and we support reviews and everything like that in there as well. So it's basically pulling all of the sort of main data, like the price, the availability, the SKU, images and the product description directly from Business Central, and then I have the ability to go and really expand on that with as much content as I want to apply within here. Okay, and all of that is the same across the board. Now that is a typical B2C login. It's a general way a consumer might come and just buy from the website. For instance, if I go in and look at hedge trimmers, I just have an add to cart button here, or if there's variants, I have the option, and I'm adding one item to the cart each time, and I do have the ability to compare as well. So really, we do have that ability for B2C. Sana is more well known for its B2B functionality. However, and just to show you what that looks like, if I just hit login at the top of the screen, I'm now going to log in as Frank. So if I log in as Frank, who's our B2B buyer, the actual pages are the same. I could have changed content if I wish to, but it all looks the same from this perspective. But actually, if I go back into the road bikes we were looking at, some things have now changed. Firstly, I'm actually showing them the number of items I have in stock. So rather than just in stock, out of stock, and low stock, I'm now showing them the stock numbers. Again, that's fully up to you as a business. You don't have to show that if you don't want to. Other things we will see that's changed is actually the main site was in dollars, but this particular customer is based elsewhere in Europe. So we can now see the price has changed and the currency has changed to euros. So again, each individual user, it would pull through their region, and it would pull through the pricing from their customized price list as well. So if you've got customers who are set up on the individual price list or segmented price lists, then it will adjust that price, which means when we talk about reliability and customer experience, I know that if I actually phoned you up and said, oh, how many have you got in stock? And how much is my price on that one? If I phoned up, emailed in, or talked to my sales rep or went online, all this information is going to be the same because this is what's been pulled out of the ERP. And I think that's a key element to the buying process there. We'll now see if I click into the bike, it all looks relatively the same in here. So I've still got all my variants. I can select volume discount is all there as well. So it's just a real familiar way of actually buying from a B2B to a B2C sort of environment. But we'll see here, rather than adding one to cart, we now have the ability just to type in the number that we want. So I can just type in here how many I want to get, and I can just scroll down, and we can see I have a floating add to cart button in here. So wherever I am on that page, I can just go and add to cart because I'm buying in bulk, and all of those have been added into the shopping cart there as well. And then I can see I've got 300 products in the cart. So if I just go view shopping cart at this point, I'm sure we're all experts at buying online as it stands, and we have been for some time. So this experience should be very typical for you guys. But we can see now I can view my shopping cart, everything that's in here. I can see all of my value information in here. Now I can also order from here as well. So if it was B2B, they might know the descriptions or SKU numbers that they want to order. So rather than browsing like a typical consumer would, you can just go and select from here whatever you want to order. And it's got a smart search. So if you know the code or rough description, it will go and search for that within here. And then I can just go and add that in the shopping cart area. Now, when we do that, because I've just added a new item in, we'll see that it's actually dropped out all of the pricing. And the reason why it's done that is because I might have just triggered some additional discount, or I might have a sales agreement in place or something like that, where if I buy one product, I get another cheaper, or order X amount of value on the order and I trigger another 5% or something like that. So basically, if I just hit recalculate at the top there, it's going to go back to the ERP, add that in and make sure that the value is correct. And we can see that's all been adjusted, and I can see 350 units, 4 items in there. Now, we also have the ability to add these products to a wish list, which means when customers come back and they go back to the shop itself, they can go to the top and just go to the wish list, and they can just order off that. So it's like a favorites list. So we have that ability there. We could also save this as a template, which means if I want to order this again in 2 weeks' time, I can just say this is our 2 weekly order, and then I can just save these as templates in here, which means when they come back into the shopping cart, they would have the option to load a template. And when they load that template, they'll be able to see all of their various options in here, and then I can add that to cart. And when I add that in, it is going to go and check for stock availability, and it is going to update any price. So if any price changes have taken effect on particular products within here, it will go and make those amendments as well. We also have the ability to upload from a CSV template. So if you have 200 order lines, for example, in Excel with all of the SKU codes and everything in there that you want to continue to use that method, then you would have the ability, if turned on, to actually go and upload that CSV directly in here. And again, it would go and check for stock and price update information at that point. We can then go and proceed to checkout at this point. So I'm going to place this order through. This is our improved checkout area, which is a single step checkout. So we've done some research to find that actually if we have page 1 for shipping, then goes to page 2, page 3, page 4, then we do have more basket dropout in that way, whereas this single page optimized checkout, which we've implemented, we've found with B2B buyers, it's really started speeding up the ordering process and basically cutting down on that abandonment issue. It's bringing through all of the shipping information from Business Central here. I can deliver to a different address. So again, any other addresses in the ERP will be pulled through. And we also have the option to add in a different address. And you would have the option to choose, if they do add in a different address, to pull that address through to the ERP and update the relevant information there. We support all delivery methods in all countries. And again, if you do things that are shipped on weight, then we can do weight calculations, so that the shipping cost would obviously increase the more weight the product is. We support all of that. Because this is a B2B environment, we are paying on account, so we can do that. We also support numerous PSPs. Our one in here is Sana Pay, which is powered by Adyen. But if you wanted to allow customers to make a card payment, we could just select that and they could do a card payment here. And we support various things like, we support Klarna, Google Pay, all of the various payment options out there we can support as well. And then the right hand side, just double check the order review details, check all the information. I'm just going to put a reference in here. So I'm just going to put Storm 27, and we can put any comments in here. I know this is a big delivery, but I'm just going to put don't leave in the bin. Our Amazon driver keeps leaving stuff in the bin, which is driving my wife crazy. So I just put don't leave in the bin there. And then we could put a requested delivery date, and then we are just going to hit pay. That order is then going to be processed. So we can see that's processed successfully. And what we will do now, if we just go through back into Business Central, refresh it because it's just closed down. And then if we go through to our sales orders, and we'll just sort our document numbers here, we'll see there you go, Storm 27 has come through. So we can see there was no delay. And if I just go into that order, we will see all of that information has come through. If I go to the top and look at comment description, we can now see don't leave in the bin is there. So we can see it's all pulled through. There was no delay, and it's a two-way integration process as well. It might be a case of, you know, we can adjust anything on here. It's actually 150. No, I'm only letting these people order 100. It might be a quote, or I might just being generous. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to go and put a little bit of a discount next to that particular product line, just to show this being updated. And then if we just close that order down, go back into the store itself and go to our order page, we'll now scroll down. We can see that 25% discount has been applied, and the quantity has changed from 150 to 100. So we can see that that has been fully updated within the page itself. So we can see now how easy it is when these two systems are integrated. It can really help cutting down that back end process of keying in orders manually. It cut down order errors because the customer is obviously placing it through the site, so there's no errors when we're entering information in, and it's really going to free up staff's time to be more proactive in other areas of the business. Talking about being proactive and cutting down on admin and improving business processes, this is the self-service area. So the customer can go at the top and we can go to the My Account section. Yes, we can process a new order here, but we can view all of our recent orders. So I can search date range or search an order number, and I can see the order status of everything. And actually, if I viewed the order information, it would give us the status for each individual line on that order as well. And we can hit reorder, which will put it back in the basket, or I could just download the information as well. So I don't have to keep chasing people for an update on what's happening with my orders. If we were running quotes, you could see which quotes had expired, for instance, or which ones had been approved, which ones are in review. So you can basically convert a quote and it will say if it's orderable or not. And then we can follow that process within Business Central and allow them to order if a quote's been approved. All the invoice information is in here as well. So if I went in here and just search for an invoice number, then all of that would be there. And if we view our invoices, you'd have the option to download it. And again, return orders, so I could generate a return through here as well, which would all follow the return logic, RMA logic within Business Central for approval, and it would follow all of the return reasons as well that you've set up in the ERP as well. And all of those can be tracked in here. I can view all of my credit notes. I can have a look at my shipments in here as well. And basically all of this is searchable. And this is all available 24/7. So bear in mind, we don't just show, the benefit of this is a lot of mainstream commerce solutions out there will show some of this information that's been placed through the actual web store itself. But because we are pulling information directly through from the ERP, this will show all information. So if you've got some customers who might place some orders online, some offline, you know, all of them would be visible in here. So even if they're not using the web store to place orders, but they feel this would be useful for that 24/7 access, then this functionality is still there. Okay, so it's all available for customers as well. And just two more things just to show you while we're actually in this area. If I just log in I'm going to log in as Stefan, just to show you what this looks like. So when Stefan logs in, we can see now the home page looks different because I've only put bikes in here and only outdoor and urban and e-bikes, because that's also in orders from me. So I've cut down all those other gardening and barbecue bits and other areas of the store, and I've actually put some customized content in here. So if you've got different customer segments who buy, or you've got different brands that you sell to different customers, you can basically customize the content based on a whole group of people or an individual person as well. So we can see that, you know, when they're logging in, they don't see everything, only what you show them. So you can now see that video is available because we said only Stefan can see that video. Okay, so we do have customized content for individuals, which can really personalize the shopping experience for customers, which is becoming even more key with B2C and B2B. And one other thing, if you've got sales reps as well, then we have a sales login. So if I log in as sales here, and we log in as a sales rep, then at the top, that particular sales rep can represent a customer. So he would have access to all of the customers that you would give them access through. And then all they would do is select the customer they're representing. And then they would be able to see the content that's available for that particular customer. And then they'll be able to go through, see their pricing, see the stock, look at their invoices, give them advice, and actually use this remotely on an iPad or something to actually place an order while sat in front of a customer. Or if they're just answering questions, they can see exactly what the customer's seeing. So we have a lot of our customers will have sales reps out on the road or just over the phone who have full account access, so they can really help customers to personalize that shopping experience, which is really key. So all of that functionality that I've shown there is all included in our standard product. So what I want to do now, just I've shown that, we're just going to go back into the presentation there. So how Sana can benefit you and your customers? Well, the storefront, browser, mobile, the whole look and feel. We saw there that we changed our technology, nearly a year ago now, onto this new React platform, and the feedback's been fantastic. It basically means the solutions are a lot faster, means more people are willing to use it and buy from it. Obviously all of the images and all the information is all live. It's fast time viewing as well, and it supports all SEO best practices as well, which is really good when we come to the portal, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Those optimized checkout pages have really can improve the conversion rate as well at that checkout process, making it easy for B2B customers to reorder. A faster process with fewer mouse clicks as well can reduce that cart abandonment I talked about. We still do have a multi-step checkout, so if that's something that you would rather use, it's fully optional. It's just a tick box within the back-end admin area as well. And we talked about the portal a minute ago. So some of you may not have products or stock, etc., that you want to sell online. It might just be, you know, your service-led organization, or you have complex products. That's something that you couldn't really think about selling in that e-commerce environment. But actually, the whole self-service portal area of, you know, being able to view invoices, look at shipments, etc., manage your own content, is something that you are looking for as a business. We can do that. So the portal itself is really to help you leverage that information you've already got and everything I've already talked about in all of the benefits there. All that functionality I've shown, just without the ability to order a product to help your business. So customers can access, view, download their invoices 24/7. So like I said, you know, that self-service area, similar to the way, you know, I would do as a consumer on Amazon, for example. I can track everything I want whenever it's there. You can also accept payments as well. So if you're invoicing out customers and some of them might be on backs payments anyway, or payment on account, but you might have the ability where you do need customers to make payments online by a card. We can support that through online payments as well, and we still have that real-time integration with the ERP. Also 24/7 access to document history as well. So, you know, it might be, like I said, they're placing orders, or maybe they're not placing orders with you. It's just invoices they want access to. Any documentation there is immediately available in the portal itself. It's available in real time. So if something's updated in the ERP, if something's changed, the newest version, the latest version is also always available to that customer online, and you know, includes things like supporting product and sales documentation, quotes, delivery documents, etc. So it really does improve their visibility and how they're working with you as an organization. Customer account management. So, you know, Sana Commerce Portal really does put the power into the customer's hands, saves the internal teams from handling all of those tasks themselves. From the web store, your customer can manage their account details like billing, shipping information, regardless of whether they have an actual individual customer profile or a business profile. And that is a two-way integration, as I showed you. So if things have been updated on the portal, it will come through into the ERP straight away. And it really can help build trust and loyalty with customers by enabling that self-service option as well. This is really going to be a short portal showcase, because actually I've pretty much shown you the majority of functionality in the My Account section. All of that would be available to them. Okay, so actually what the portal would look like is if I logged in as Olivia, let's put the password in here. So if we log in as Olivia here, now this is kind of what the portal will look like. So we can still provide you with a fully customizable commercial website. So whether or not you don't, if you're a service-led organization and you don't have products, for instance, then you wouldn't have to have these products at the top. But if you're service-led and you have a website at the moment, then we can replicate what you've got, and then you could use this as a website. So what happens here, we'll see if you did have a catalog you wanted customers to come to and you did have products, it just takes out the ability to see pricing and stock information. Still pulling the information through from the ERP so that the product information is still there, but there's no add to cart option. So there's no shopping cart on the top right hand side. So it's basically all of the functionality I've already discussed with the full self-service portal area here. Without the ability to place an order as such, because we do also talk to a lot of customers who are in the early stages of their e-commerce journey, and it might be a case of they're a little bit nervous of actually going full-blown e-commerce, or like I said, they might have complex products and they don't know yet how they can get online. We can help by just getting you online with a portal for start, which is obviously a cheaper price. And then when you're ready to go full-blown e-commerce, for us, it's just a little bit of a tick box in the background, just to go and turn that functionality on, and it would add in the shopping basket and the ability to order whenever you're ready as a business. And you can pick and choose from the ERP which products are actually visible in the website as well, so you have full control over that. So the My Account portal is something we're introducing into the UK market because of our success in the US, and it can be available for all regions. But it's definitely something to talk to Storm about if you've been looking at a way where customers can go and view this type of information, or it might be a case of you've been looking for a solution where customers can make payments. If that is the case, then I'm just going to log in as Frank again because Olivia doesn't have the option to do that. But if we look at invoices here, we would be able to see what's outstanding, and then there would be the option just to go and either multiple select invoices and make a payment. And then again, depending on which payment provider you use, they could just go and make a card payment. And this is all linked to all of the sort of cash modules within the ERP, and it would match those payments up against those relevant invoices, and they could just mark them as paid. So you basically, to help out credit control, customers would have the ability to go and actually pay invoices 24/7 and just make payments against them, and it would mark them all off as paid and reconcile them as well. So it's a really great way of providing that service back to customers. So that is really what the portal looks like. Let me just go back to my presentation here. So would a portal benefit your business? I think there's a few questions you just need to ask yourself really is, more functional website. So a lot of businesses will have a corporate website. It does a good job of promoting the business and what they're explaining, what they do, why they should do business with you. But once they're on board as a customer, what are the reasons for them to return back to your website? If you actually had a portal embedded, then they would be logging in all the time to go and get access to invoice and track all that type of information. And while they're on that website and log in, you could promote additional services and look at upsell and cross-sell opportunities within the business. So it's a great way for customers to return to the website all the time. Also, a lot of customers we deal with tend to have externally hosted and managed websites as well. And when they want to make changes and update it, they find people have left that business or it's a costly change that they're getting charged for. With Sana, we actually give you the ability to control your own content using our admin area, which basically will make the website more relevant because you can make changes and control the information whenever you want to. And saving time on customer queries as well. So how much time do you spend updating customer details, sending out copies of invoices, updating customers on shipping and order data? With the portal, your customers can do that 24/7, which frees up your staff, like I said, to do other things within the business. And a more efficient way of sending documentation out as well, rather than email or other sharing portals. Our portal will give them their unique login and ID, so all security protected, and they can get access to all of the information, updated data whenever they need it. And I've just shown you how to pay invoices off if you're looking to improve your credit control process, or if you have customers who have outstanding invoices and they're looking for an easier way to pay you as an organization. We support all PSPs, and we can support that through the portal as well. So it's a really great way of providing customers with the self-service element, which will help push your business and your brand and make you stay more relevant within the current environment. Reliability without compromise, last few slides here. So eliminating errors. From what I've shown you today, we already talked about if customers were processing their own orders through a web store and you don't have to key in information, then obviously it delivers a better experience. It cuts down on errors in the background. You've seen all the different functionality I've shown you in there. It's very feature rich. And it's what we're basically used to in a B2C environment. We can replicate that for B2B. And all of that information is always up to date and in real time because of our integration within the ERP as well. All those orders are through in real time. No time is lost with order processing. You don't have to synchronize files or key in data, and all of those updated prices and stock information in the ERP, which are critical, are immediately available in the web store. And I think we have customers come to us who say, you know, they've had complaints from their online customers because they've placed orders and then found out it's out of stock at a later date, or they've had issues where they've had to do discounts because the pricing adjustments haven't gone through in time. All of these various things, we can help you solve that problem because it's a live integration between both solutions. Increased trust. Calculations are accurate. Like I said, they are emailing in, phoning in, talking to the rep, going online. All of the data, pricing strategies, everything is all up to date, and it's all the same because it's all being pulled from the ERP, which can really help you build that trust with clients. And especially when we talk about the customer segmentation and customization of information, you can have different views and different things that customers can see. So you might say customers haven't bought from you for 3 months, so you might want to not put an offer in for them. So you can just put offers on the website for those particular customers. Or it might be that you might be key customers who have different offers. You can just show different offers and different products to different metric groups, which can really help your customers feel that they're getting that personalized experience when dealing with you, which will improve customer retention as well. And evolving the business, things always change within all of our businesses. And, you know, we always want to meet and exceed those expectations. I remember I was a Dixon's manager back in 1999, so yeah, quite a while ago. And I always found that, you know, people coming in, that what customers expected and the customer experience and service they wanted just kept on going higher and higher and higher, and it did become harder and harder to keep all of our customers happy. And I think over the years, that's just exceeded. So we all do expect such a high customer experience, having the ability to adapt to what your customer requires. And by launching all of the relevant information that they may need and providing that exceptional service is fundamental. So having more control over the data and what you're displaying and how you're displaying your business online is really critical right now. And time efficient. So everything we do, everything we change with the new platform we've switched to really does improve our performance. So you can make changes on the fly and they can be visible straight away to your customers. And you can also preview all of that data before it goes live, or you could schedule it. So if you had specific content that you wanted to be available on a certain day, we can do that as well. And you can immediately see those effects once they've gone through to the web store itself. That is what I wanted to go through with you today. So thank you very much for joining us this early lunchtime. So I'll just pass you back over to Rob and stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Alex. That was very insightful and very thorough as well. We have quite a few questions come through actually, but before we go into that, and while this is still fresh in people's mind, we are offering a joint 1-hour consultancy e-commerce scoping session for attendees, and that's valid up until the 30th of September this year. So if you've seen anything there that really has taken your interest, please do avail of that. So with that, Alex, I'm going to kick off into the Q&A, and just due to naturally questions coming in at a certain time, there might be instances where you've touched upon these questions already, but it might be well worth to go into a little bit more detail on them. So the first question we've come through is, how can we view how the web store is performing?
Yeah, so if we want to see how the web store is performing, then we have something called Sana Commerce Insights. So if we go into our admin area here and just cancel what we were doing earlier, on the left-hand side, we have an analytics module. So in here, we have Sana Commerce Insights. So this is very relevant, especially when we're talking to a lot of people within marketing, with a lot of our customers, and they want to see how it's performing. We can track month by month revenue. We can see orders in here as well. Average order values can be tracked. How many customers have been logged? And bearing in mind, this is actually pulling data from Business Central in this instance. I can actually see what business I'm doing online and what business I'm doing offline. So I can start tracking how this switch is going when more people are actually adopting the web store itself. And we can see which customers and how much they're ordering from us, and products as well, so what they're ordering. And all of this information is drillable as well. So you can show us a table, you can include, you can drill into it, and we can really start seeing, like, our web performance, how many people are logging in, how many sessions have happened this year or just a specific month, how many people went online, views per page, downloads, bounce rates. All this information that we would typically also view as an organization are all available through the analytics tool, which is all built into the admin area. So yeah, if you've got people who want to see every single metric, to even down to an individual customer and the individual products that they bought in a certain month, whenever, they can drill down to all of that specific data to see the adoption and how they're performing. Brilliant.
Thanks, Alex. Another question that's come in: can we restrict content from certain types of customers?
Yes. So the way we talked about there with the segmentation, we can do that. So basically, you can have different products available to different customers. And if I just show you in here again, so if I go through to our web pages in here, and we'll just go through to like our content pages, and we'll go through to our home page in here. So this is our home page. And next to each element here, you can see you've got all of the various options, and you can edit next to these. It might just be a specific row. So if I go to segment row or row settings, I can basically search a segment or search a customer. And then if I search a customer, it might be different things available to B2C. So most spending B2B customers recently logged in. I could apply it to them. and they would only see that particular group, or it could be a specific product and you can just limit it down. So in each area within the store or the product pages, you can control each row, each column to show what's available to different types of customers.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Very much on the same vein of that question. It's coming to an answer. How easy is it to change the look and the feel of the content pages?
Yeah, so this particular page here is actually our front page. So I can just click into any element here and I can just go and change it. So at the top, that particular image, you want to go and change your banner at the top there. You could just go edit row, or you could edit the element here, and then I could just go and upload a new background image. So I can change that from there. If I want to just go edit the row and go to the whole row, there's our image. I could remove it, add it in. I could add in a video. And that's where you can show it full width. You could hide it on a mobile to improve optimization, change all the border settings and things like that. And then you could schedule who sees that. Again, different people could have different banners at the top. When do you want it to show? So you can, again, if it might be an offer that you've got, you can just change that to show when you want to show it, and all of that can be changed. And everything else in here, we've made it all drag and drop. So if you want to just move things around, you can just go change the columns, moving up and down. And this is all built on like a 12-column grid system. And it's just really easy just to go and change all of the elements next here and add new elements in. So if you come to like a little gap there, I could just go and hit plus and add a new row or a column. And we've tried to make this functionality as easy as we can, because we talk to a lot of people who may be on Magento sites or other sites, and they're controlling their data using WordPress, which is a very similar drag and drop functionality. So it's just we've tried to replicate it and make it really easy. And the feedback I've had so far has been really positive. And we can do that on the content pages there, or if it was a product page, for instance, I can just go and do exactly the same next to each individual product page, and we can go and sort of add in content, add in images, add in whatever we want. So we can do all of that through this admin page. We don't need to contact anyone else. You can control all of this data yourself.
Brilliant. That seems to be something that people are quite interested in, because we've had a number of questions that are nearly asked differently, but are the same questions. So I think you've covered those off. So with that, I think, Alex, I just want to thank you again and thank everybody for joining us today. And I hope you found this session beneficial. Don't forget to avail of the joint 1-hour consultancy e-commerce scoping session. And of course, we hope you enjoy your lunch on us. If you are interested in learning more or want to find out how your business can benefit from Dynamics 365 Business Central or Sana Commerce, please reach out directly using the contact details on screen. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much. Cheers.